Let's get into some more fan cams.
In my opinion, that's embarrassing. And to all the people saying I'm salty, you're fucking too right I am, because we were well better than Chelsea today.
I'm Riva Deschamps and I'm mostly known for this face and a Liverpool kit. I'm a bit more than that. These reckon they've got it on lock, but they haven't.
It's a complete joke how many fans were leaving on the 80th minute. It was
against Chelsea, he was the one making that big tackle in the first 2 minutes.
And of course, the one and only.
Freestyle DM,
AKA
Doyle, game over. I think that was a great performance from the Liverpool fans.
It's actually a sustainable business model for a football club. You spend the money that you bring in, and that's why we're not in £500 million worth of debt.
Listen, if we win 4-0, we owe Ash a drink, yeah?
If there's one English club talking to Mbappe, then it should be Liverpool. But at the same time, it's not really Liverpool's style to go out and buy the best player in the world.
Yes, hello and good afternoon. Welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. I hope you're well. I hope you're fine and dandy on a day that Liverpool are in the fourth round of the FA Cup. And of course, this week we are previewing the Arsenal game on Hot Kopics. Welcome back to episode 19. James will be with us very, very shortly. I guarantee you that. It's not going to be much longer now. He'll explain why he wasn't around at 11. When he gets on. But as always, for the next couple of months, this video is sponsored by Who Knows Wins. There will be a new 10 picks league on Thursday night for the Carabao Cup and also the Premier League games again at the weekend. So get involved. The competition is again rolled over because no one beat me. No one beat me. And let's remind you of what the competition is, guys. And remember, of course, you have to be 18 or over to enter the competition. Gamble responsibly because this does fall under gambling. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. We are looking for you to insert your £5 as well as your pick 10. And then if you beat me, again, it only costs you £5 and it's a £5,000 pot. So if you do come in first place, you're taking home thousands of pounds for sure. And as well as that, you're also taking home, again, if you beat my predictions, Liverpool tickets. We're not doing one. We're doing 2 match day tickets for any game that I can get tickets for you. So remember, get involved for that reason. Then if you come second and you beat me, you're getting £100 playing credit for Who Knows Wins, as well as some Kop TV merch. Now, I was thinking, should I release the designs? Then I thought against it. I want to keep it as a surprise for you guys because, yes, the shop is coming and you'll be able to buy Kop TV merch. And we're not really into this whole T-shirt with a big Kop TV logo on it. No, that's not how it's going to be. It's going to be a credible, unique, one-off designs around Liverpool players, of course, designed by the one and only Ruby. As you all know, very talented designer. And the T-shirts are looking unreal. Bailey here asking when's the merchandise coming, lad. It's going to be January. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. We're going to start off with 2 T-shirts. I'll give you a clue. One is a Klopp-based T-shirt. And one is has got Salah, Mane and Firmino on it. And that's all I'm going to give you at the minute, but that will be available. T-shirts, we're going to do hoodies, we're going to do sweatshirts, and we're going to do mugs to start with. And then as the year goes on, like I told you in the last video, my goals for this year include setting up the shop and also finally doing a membership kind of tiering system on YouTube, where of course you get more content from the Kop TV, but you also are supporting the Kop TV, and we'd appreciate that too. So we've got the YouTube membership, we've got the shirts and T-shirts, mugs, the merch coming very soon, and of course we're going to be looking to bring you, you know, some of the incredible content that we've got coming up on the Kop TV. James Redmond is finally with us. We're going to get him in now, and we of course will answer your question there, Aunt Dicko. But James Redmond is here.
I need to clarify something. Just dead quick. And I'm sorry to you, Alex. If there's any weird tension and it kind of comes across, but he's not directly saying that he wants to punch my face in, it is all with good reason. Let's just say James has been having 1, 2, maybe 20 sleepless nights recently, which means I don't get to sleep till very, very late. No excuse, but James woke up for 15 minutes, said, right, I'll be on the show, put his head back on the pillow for a second, and here we are with a head of hair that's not really dry because I've just had to leg it out the shower, a laptop that is extremely slow, which made me even more late, but the main culprit of whose fault this is, Mr. James. Sorry, Alex. Thank you for having me back on. and eventually.
Eventually, listen, we got there in the end. Big up to everyone who's been waiting since 11 o'clock. I got to show some of the comments because they're making me laughing here.
And I just want everyone to be going in on me. As long as everyone's going in on me, then that's fine.
Obviously, keep hitting the likes. Only legends get late. I love how Marsha went from only legends get late to saying, right, reschedule the show.
He's taking the piss now. Listen, I'm all for people being late, but even he's taking the mick.
But big up to Monty Python chap who's still out here liking the video. And then Akshay was saying start the show. And then James woke up. So here we are. James was on the tell us, Steve.
What can I say? I am the kid in this game. I am allowed. If I'm going to make mistakes, get them out the way now.
Anyway, let's move on. We've got a lot to get through in this show. Obviously, reacting to the brilliant win from the youngsters. Well, a mix of the youngsters and the old fellas, if I can call them that, in the footballing world. I guess you're old once you hit 30. But yeah, we're going to talk about that. React to the fact that we've got Cardiff at home in the next round of the FA Cup. Obviously, looking at the lack of transfers, really. I was on Sky Sports News this morning talking about that. So if anyone watched that, let me know in the comments. I've seen one comment already. And then, of course, looking forward to the big game on Thursday, Liverpool versus Arsenal. Obviously, the last time we played Arsenal, the headline for James's fan cam was, in fact, drinking Arsenal fans' tears. So, will we be drinking them again on Thursday? Is it time to drink those tears? Obviously, a shocking result for Arsenal yesterday against Nottingham Forest. But let's start where I said we would start, James. You watched the game yesterday, 4-1 in the end. What was your...
Before I do, can you put up the second to last comment? These are the levels. These are the levels. These are the levels in this game, man. Listen, everyone should be disappointed in me, and rightly so. But still, you still smash the like button because this is Alex's show just as much as mine.
I'm channeling his inner Mbappe. Wow. He's not
with me Spider-Man mask and everything. Now, Aubameyang's worse because he tries to talk himself like he's the shit. I don't talk about myself like I'm the shit, so Aubameyang's worse. The game yesterday, again, I'm going to be even more honest. I've been, weirdly enough, today was completely different day to yesterday, because yesterday I didn't have, a moment to breathe. It felt like so, because obviously I've been trying to sort out a few things and whatnot. I had to sort all them things out yesterday, and I actually couldn't watch the full game, so I've only saw the highlights. And from what I saw, me gusta mucho. Kate Gordon, sound. Friggin' Fabinho getting on the score sheet. Firmino with a lovely back heel. When he scores, he only makes it look nice. Like I said, I don't really want to talk overly on the performance because I don't want to make it like I know everything that happened. Yeah. But from what I've heard, it seemed like nothing but positives. And you know what, Alex? The point of that FA Cup was to, and is always to start a couple of the kids, a few of the first teamers, and just see what you can do. And thankfully, there was no replays to worry about and stuff like that. That fella, he seed on our arses, but then we put them to sleep, and it was lovely to see, man. And now we're through, and it's another competition that we're competing for. I'm sure many, many people would love a little FA Cup run, including myself. We're already in the semi-finals of the League Cup. Go ahead, win that. Go ahead, win the FA Cup, and imagine a little domestic double. Wouldn't be too shabby, Alonso, if you asked me.
It wouldn't be at all. I'm looking for at least 2 trophies, considering the fact that we're in the Champions League, League Cup, and FA Cup now, and we've got a nice draw against Cardiff, which is always good. I'll tell you about the game. I mean, I was there. I watched it. I had a good seat. I was in the Nike box. So big up to Nike each and every time. But when I saw the lineup, bro, I mean, Dixon Bonner was there. Waltman was there. Morton, who we've seen a lot of. You had Kate Gordon. Again, probably between them, probably played about 5 games for Liverpool. And Shrewsbury and no mugs. These guys are, an experienced team used to playing in League One, where it's very physical. I mean, we think the Premier League's physical. I actually could argue it's more physical the lower down the tiering in this footballing system you go.
Yeah, because it gets more technical, doesn't it? It gets more technical, so people aren't relying as much on They're like the Premier League players will be fitter than the ones in League One and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the ones in League One,
Physically.
they'll try and use their body more. Even like Sunday League, they try and use the body because they haven't got the skill to be able to get past.
Basically, that's what it is. I mean, you see a lot of physical guys with not a lot of technique in the old circuit on the Sunday League. And then as you go up, the technique, gets better, as you said. But yeah, seeing these lads go up against these experienced, Football League players who, again, probably twice the size of them in some cases, you do start to maybe question, should we have gone a bit stronger? Yes, we had Van Dijk and Konate at the back. We had Robertson, who actually I think had maybe the worst game out of anyone on the pitch yesterday. Robertson looked really poor, I'll be honest. Obviously a huge fan of his, and he's been at such a high level for the last 4 years, but he's dropped off a bit, especially in this game. In the midfield, again, just to remind you, Curtis Jones played in that false 9 position yesterday, so he wasn't in the midfield. But you still had the likes of Morton, who again has got Champions League experience this season. So there were positives, a lot of positives. Obviously, Kay Gordon, second youngest player to ever score in the FA Cup for Liverpool after Ben Woodburn.
Woodburn, against Leeds.
Yeah, in 2016. Yeah.
16, 2-0 win at Anfield.
That's true. I think, who scored the other one? Was it Origi?
The other player was Origi.
There we go. If we're wrong, let us know. But yeah, it was a great result. Obviously, Fabinho gets 2. Great penalty. First penalty he scored for Liverpool and then smashes one in. And Bobby Firmino comes on and gets the goal. 4-1. Great result. We're in the next round against Cardiff. Another home tie. We can't complain with that, can we?
No, 4-1 win at Anfield. How many people would have went? There probably would have been empty seats, as there always sometimes is for some FA Cup games. That being said, maybe not because the tickets were so cheap. Anyway, you want to go there, you want to create an atmosphere, you want to have a good day at home. You're starting a few of your first team players, you're starting a few of the kids. You probably want what happens. They're going to give you the game at times, but realistically, you should be able to put them away 2, 3, or 4, and that's exactly what we did. If we lost to Shrewsbury, it would have been disappointing to a whole nother level because we've got history with them. On top of that, it's just not ideal. You saw how Arsenal reacted to getting knocked out by Nottingham Forest a little bit before they were chatting shit to us, by the way. But if you can't beat Nottingham's first team, then how are you going to be able to beat us? It's all madness, and that's what the FA Cup's about. And it's why I love the FA Cup so much, because you can have a team who's in the conference, but yet they can still give you the go. They can still get to one of the main stages of the FA Cup, whether it's round 3, 4, quarterfinals, I don't know. But it's just important to have that. So, even players like Jamie Vardy, who's been through at every level at the FA Cup, I think there's something special about that. So I love playing all these types of teams, but they can be fucking difficult, as you say, because they bring just a different problem. They just don't have as much quality, but they can catch you on the worst of days. And thankfully, Alex, we never got caught.
Yeah, some shouts there about Van Dijk, maybe a little bit below standard just then. Konate, I mean, if you actually watch their goal back, I think Conor Bradley should have done better to stop the cross, and Konate kind of leaves it. Maybe he got a shout. But again, space to improve, definitely. And obviously Cardiff in the next round, we win that. We're in the 5th round. We win that, quarters, semi, final, another trip to Wembley. Obviously, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. Still a long way to go in this competition. But always a good start in the next round. Another big game we have this week is obviously Arsenal. And yes, the last time we were down there, they were saying, 3 or 4-0 within the first half. Shout out to Julian. Big up to BH Stricto. Again, he was saying that. When you're losing 1-0 away to Nottingham Forest, with let's be honest, a decently strong team, how are you going to win 3-0 or 4-0 in the first half an hour against Liverpool, James?
I did say to them that I thought they were smoking budget, with all due respect. I just couldn't really... I think they were just trying to look sick. I'm fine, because you want to defend your team, and fair enough, but I just think they get a little bit overconfident at times. Doesn't mean I don't like them. I really like them. Think they're good fellas, good men and good people. But does not mean the budge doesn't get the best of you sometimes, and in this case, it most certainly has. So that's okay. I've had my moments where it's backfired on me. I remember West Ham. I said we were going to smash them like 4-0. Got smashed. You know what I mean? It happens. But the difference between that and this is I was given a lot of reasons to feel confident that we could have beat West Ham 4-0. Arsenal fans get given one win streak of maybe 3 games and 2 draws, 1 loss, but the 1 loss was in a positive fashion. as they would maybe say. Therefore, they've still got a little bit of confidence. I've never saw a team so confident after losing a game of football. All that confidence, the 3-0 at Anfield and stuff like that, that was after the back of them losing. That was off the back. No. When they were saying 3-0 for the prediction.
Oh, sure, yeah.
What I'm saying is that's all off the back of them losing against City.
Yeah.
What the hell? So I never understood the confidence. I know they played well, but City were also really poor, and they still beat you. So it's like, what's the situation that we're in here? I don't understand it, but that's Arsenal fans for you, Alexis. You know them better than I do.
Yeah, well, we're going to be chatting to them on Thursday outside Anfield, so I will be reminding them of the...
Yeah, I'm rightly sure.
If you're not there, I trust me, I'll definitely be on them when it comes to that. I'm going for a Liverpool win. There were shouts from Arsenal to say, oh, look at Liverpool getting the game postponed. What a joke. Oh, look at them. They're still playing Shrewsbury. They must have been okay. And then we move the games around. We play.
But that's bullshit, though, because that means they just don't know the rules. We had to play the FA Cup. We didn't have to. We didn't have to play the League Cup. And it's not like we didn't turn up on the day to not play the League Cup. We went through all the proper precautions to make sure we didn't have to play that game.
Yeah, well, that's it. So there's no excuse.
And it weren't because of fear. Otherwise, why would we fear a team that we just beat 4-0 not too long ago? Why would we fear a team that we know why would we fear a team in a competition we don't care about? We wouldn't even be in the semi-finals, but we accidentally got through. So, like, why would we fear Arsenal when we don't care? I don't get this. I really, and you know what as well? I know, like, people love going in on Jurgen Klopp, and you know what? Jurgen Klopp has had the very Jose Mourinho effect, impact in terms of how everyone bites on anything he says, anything he does. Yeah. Whatever your opinion is on COVID and vaccines and stuff like that, that's not even what I'm talking about. But Klopp's mum, he's been affected by this through his mum. And regardless what your perspective of the whole thing is, his perspective is he's lost his dear mother to this horrible disease, and stuff like that. So if he wants all of his players to be vaccinated, maybe that's just a personal choice. Again, whether you agree or disagree is absolutely fine. But the point is that understand his circumstances to why he's saying he wants all of his players to be vaccinated and stuff. I'm not saying I agree with it. I don't think it's really right. I think people should have a choice. That being said, one thing that I would say is that, understand the circumstances. Because, mate, everyone's been through a lot, and Klopp has been through a hell of a lot over the past year. So I just think it's unfair to keep digging at him, because even when the game got called off, whose fault is it? Jurgen Klopp. Whenever something goes wrong, it's Jurgen Klopp. Oh, he moans. Oh, he does this. Every manager fucking moans. So don't be giving me that shit.
Every single manager has moaned about the fixture pile up, the congested period over the winter. As soon as it's Klopp, everyone's up.
Even his AFCON statements got taken out of context and everyone leached on it.
Yeah, no, exactly. Everyone wants to get onto him. It's different logic when Klopp, everyone else gets a free pass, and obviously the Leicester-Everton game has been cancelled. Not a word said really about that. So it is what it is. One thing I do want to mention before we move on with our score predictions for Thursday. I saw a video from social media that had some, and I'm going to use this quotation mark, Shrewsbury fans. There was about 10 of them that like drinking, bouncing through Liverpool city centre. And from what I saw in the video, and I can only comment about what I saw in the video, these fans were saying F the 96 now and singing it. So, the Shrewsbury goalkeeper has already come out and said they're a disgrace, they're shocking. And you have to remember, we showed a lot of respect to Shrewsbury yesterday. Van Dijk went in their dressing room after, spoke to the players. The keeper again has come out today and said it's a disgrace. To those people, and again, you might not be watching this, but I hope you do. You are a disgrace and you are lower than scum. And if ever something like that happened to your own family, how do you think you would feel if you heard people shouting that, which is an absolute disgrace? And I never, ever want to see a video like that again. It's disgusting. So those guys that did that, honestly, I'm on a camera right now, so I'm not going to say what I want to say, am I? Really, I'm on camera and they can clip
I think you've said what you've needed to say, my mate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think you've said more than enough.
But anyway, let's move on. Thank you for getting involved in the comments there, guys. Right, score prediction for Thursday. Obviously, this is a two-legger. The advantage I think that Arsenal had in the first kind of before it was rescheduled was the fact they were at home. They would have maybe had a bright start, and it.
I know now we don't have the home advantage.
No, it's worse for Arsenal now.
Yeah, it's annoying that the fact that now it's not got the home advantage, because when we went to the AFTV, my whole basis on my argument was I think we'll draw, but then we're taking you back to our place, so we're going to smash you. So I think they've actually got. I think they've got the better end of the straw out of that one.
Really?
Yeah, now that they had to delay the game, besides the fact we would have had a few more players out, but we literally couldn't field the team. How do you get any sort of satisfaction by beating the team that we would have had to put out? You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't feel this. It's like when we beat Aston Villa, it didn't feel the same. Did it really? Like, it never felt the same to me. I went there celebrating every single goal like I usually. Every goal I celebrate like the Champions League final. That game I just didn't care. I was just like, you should be doing this to them. If anything, it should be 8-0. But they would have took satisfaction beating our under-23s, and I think that just kind of goes the standards of the club. They need handouts to make sure they actually get through these games. Little shot there at the Arsenal ones. I'm going to say, I think we win. I just don't know what score. I'm just going to say 2-1. Feel safe.
2-1. Nice to say.
Feel safe.
And Dicko a bit more confident. 4-1 to us. Jota, Origi,
I'll take it, man.
Minamino. I'd love to see Origi start in this game. I think he has to.
I'll take it, man.
Come back. And that's what you have to rate about the team, actually, against Shrewsbury, is the fact that he might not have rested. Well, a lot of players are out with COVID. We've obviously got the lads in Africa, by the way, Senegal soon playing in their first game, so we can go off and watch that on Sky. But you have to respect the fact that he left out the likes of Origi and Jota yesterday, and we still won, because he was saving them for Thursday. So I'm going to go over win as well. Nick T going 3-1, Allier 10-0, 2-1, 2-1, 1-0, 2-0, 10-0. There's a lot of big shouts like that. I'm not even going to get drawn into making a prediction like that. But I will go with 3-1. And I think we love that place and we draw, which means we go through to the League Cup final, which is, again, another opportunity for us to win it. So let's hope that we win that one on Thursday night, and we'll be there. We'll have the AFTV fan cams after, as well as the Kop TV ones, so make sure you're with us for that. Right,
Alex,
go on.
Before we talk about transfers, can I bring up my own hot topic?
Go on. Interesting.
We can talk about this for however long or however little you may wish, but I just want to basically hear your brief thoughts on this situation regarding Liverpool's squad. Now, that can nicely transition it over to transfers, which is what you've just wanted to talk about. I want to talk about it, lads, because do we, or are we, specifically me, overrating this squad of players? Or are we underrating them? Overrating them or underrating them? Because hear me out. You've just said it yourself. Robertson's one of the players who's underperformed this season. Van Dijk hasn't really looked back to his best. Thiago keeps getting injured every 5 seconds, but when he plays, it's good performances. You know, it just kind of goes to show that when you compare us to City and when you see what they're doing and how they're utilising their squads, it's all good to always blame FSG, but am I missing something? And am I looking past the manager? Is the manager the one making these choices to not bolster the squad? Or am I just being silly?
It's a good question. It's a question that needs an answer. I, for one, don't believe that Jurgen Klopp is reluctant to buy players and spend. I mean, listen, it's not his money, right? That's one thing that we should say. It's not Jurgen Klopp's money. If it was, probably he'd spend it. I don't think he's against new signings. However, when you take, a sheet of paper with your top 5, potential targets on there to FSG, and the prices are next to them, you have to remember FSG have just bought another team in America. They've obviously lost a lot of money throughout COVID. Yes, we have signed players on big deals, but for me, it's a lack of ambition. This is the time when we need to be adding instead of not adding and almost letting players go, and not even replacing them. The squad itself, is it overrated or underrated? I would say it's underrated purely because of the fact that we've managed to keep up with Man City really for the last 3 years, and obviously win the league one time. And you look at the money that they've had to spend to make that squad how good it is. We just haven't had that available. So for the fact that yes, we've come first, second, bit of a blip last season, is an unbelievable achievement. The fact that we've won a Champions League and a Premier League is an unbelievable achievement. But this squad is starting to wear thin, and it's only so long you can rely on the same bunch of people before it starts breaking. And we've seen this season already, you mentioned Thiago, we still don't know how long he's going to be out for. Klopp's come out and said he won't miss the rest of the season, but that's not what we want to hear.
That's not. That's like saying, oh yeah, he's broke his leg, but he's going to be back soon, so it's fine.
But surely alarm bells are ringing to say, well, if he's going to be out for so long, surely you need to replace him or bolster the squad. Obviously, Harvey Elliott's out. AFCON lads are out. Is it underrated? Yes. Does it need to be treated better and invested properly? Yes. Is Klopp doing the best he can? Yes. I don't think there's anything more Klopp could have done over this 2-year period, to be honest, of COVID.
I disagree with that notion that Klopp couldn't have done more. I think he can do more. I don't think he talks about FSG not investing enough. Here's the one negative I'm going to say about Jurgen Klopp, and it's just one, because I love every single other thing about the man, and I don't want people to confuse my intentions with saying this, but I don't think he holds Liverpool to the highest standards that we do as fans. And what I mean is that we believe we should be competing on all fronts: League Cup, FA Cup, Premier League, Champions League, season in, season out. Whereas Jurgen Klopp believes we just need to be better now than what we was last time. Or when he first joined, what he wanted to do was just gradually improve us, compete sometimes. And obviously he always wants to compete, but he doesn't take the League Cup serious. Hasn't really had a tendency to take the FA Cup serious. Hasn't bolstered his squad enough, or really learnt over time that you need good squad depth to go really deep into these competitions. And he's not pushing the board enough. So all these things into one make me realise that maybe he does just like a smaller squad. Maybe he is just satisfied with what he's got, and he doesn't want to overcomplicate anything, which therefore leads to these type of situations. Now, do I also believe that he wants no players? No, because I think any manager who gets offered any resources to be better at their job will take those resources. But the point that I'm basically trying to make is that we believe we should be competing for everything. We want to at least try, because trying's the key word, and be on the level of City where they compete for all competitions. Jurgen Klopp doesn't see it the same way. So that's what I mean by the one negative. I don't know if you agree, Alex.
The thing is, we're not privy to these conversations, are we? I mean, there's so many people.
You've got to talk about them, man. I know all of us, we love Jurgen Klopp like a god, and I still do, by the way. No, even if he went on to have 2 or 3 shit seasons, he is still my dad. But it doesn't matter though, lad, because you've got to have these uncomfortable conversations, man. You've got to have them.
I agree with everything you said. He's like a fucking dad to me. Look at him. I mean, he's an absolute legend. Big up to Tegan for my Christmas present. However, again, my point, we don't know if he is behind closed doors, banging on the door of John Henry going, please give me some money to invest in this squad. If he is, and they're not doing it, surely the blame's with the owners. However, if he's not pushing the board to the level that the fans want him to, and we're not asking for much, we're asking for a striker or someone that can play in the front three, and maybe a midfielder, that's not really breaking the bank, considering that, yes, we're still going to get rid of a lot of players this January, hopefully not, but definitely in the summer, which frees up budget. Are we waiting for a big splash there? We've heard this so many years, summer kitty available, 200 million. We just haven't seen it. So we don't know, really, if Klopp is asking for this. And if he is, he doesn't want to come out and say, oh, yeah, keep asking, but the owners keep saying no, so what do you want me to do? Because that creates friction, and we don't want that. The other thing, if he is in interviews saying, no, we don't need any more players, we're satisfied, and he's not really giving away the fact that he's actually considering not buying anyone, then again, you do have to ask some questions, and it's a big question.
Devil's avocado. He's too loyal to certain players, which is why he doesn't buy. So hear me out. One thing that I've noticed over his tenure We lose the Champions League final against Real Madrid. We go out and heavily invest. We go and get Fabinho. We go and get Fabinho. We go and get Alisson. We go and get all these fucking sick players that we absolutely needed at the time. These players work out. They all become the best in their position for a little period of time, or maybe in some eyes still the best in their position. And then no signings really for the next 4 years. But then you learn to find out that we can, if we wish, spend 270 million without no FFP interrupting us in any way, shape or form. Because Liverpool seem to be the only team that worry about agent fees. Liverpool seem to be the only team that worry about getting the best deal for players, making sure that we've sold a certain amount before we bring in. It's got to be very specific for Liverpool to go out and get players. Why is it so awfully specific? Because it's the most specific for us out of any other top 6 team. Yet you see Conte coming out and saying we need players for Spurs.
Yeah.
So he can do it. He can talk about these players, but the only time he's actually went out and spent big was when he went and hit the jackpot on most of the signings he made for Fabinho, Alisson, Van Dijk, and then he got comfortable. And now he's not making changes. You said it before, Robbo's not had a great season. Someone who I think's had a great season, Shimikas, not in the team. Diogo Jota and Bobby Firmino, both very good goal-to-minute ratios this season. We know Jota can play the left, yet Mane's still playing week in, week out. So what's going on? So what's going on there?
I mean, will we all be shut up if the summer comes round and he splashes all this dough on these players that we actually do need? I think probably yes. But again, I keep saying it. I'm going to wait till the end of the window, but I can tell already we're not going to get anyone, are we?
But that's what I'm saying. No, this is the point. No, we're not getting Diaz. We're not getting anyone that even we think.
Bellingham.
No, we're not getting any of those. Do you know when someone tried telling me we were getting Bellingham in the summer? We're not getting Bellingham in the summer. I don't know where this notion has came from. I don't know where it was born. I'm not the smartest, but I know common sense. And we're not getting Jude Bellingham unless we sell Mo Salah. So it's a double-edged sword, that one.
You think James Milner's going to probably leave at the end of the season? That frees up maybe 300,000 a week or 100.
He should.
He's on a lot of money. I think it's maybe 200 a week. But Jude Bellingham can get 200 a week, and we can replace that like for like. Again, we're going to make money. We are going to make it this summer because we're going to be selling players.
How James Milner is, and this isn't reactionary because I said this in the summer, how James Milner is still at this club and Gini Wijnaldum isn't is beyond me. How that's happened is beyond me. I know he's... No. Go on, tell me why you disagree.
I agree because when you say it like that, how could you not agree? Because James Milner, and as much as I love him, if I'm going to pick one player out of the two to stay, it's probably the guy that's not even 30 yet and has played every game for us in the last 2 years over the 36-year-old. With all due respect, I know he's really fit and all that stuff, which you have to respect, top professional, maybe one of the best professionals in the Premier League ever, right? Won Premier League, Champions League with Liverpool. However, I disagree with you in the way that Gini Wijnaldum has now gone to Paris and he's not in form. He's been played badly out.
Neither is Messi.
Neither is Messi. Exactly, neither is Messi.
So you can't blame it on Gini. He's not even getting given game time. He'd be getting game time now.
Gini coming back to the Premier League, maybe. So in my head, I'm like, how have we let someone go? And this is
for free.
For free, first of all. But what, we're going to let him maybe come back now and maybe play against us, score against us? What kind of madness is that? That was a bad business decision. But then again, you don't know what's happened behind the scenes. It was for money. He's left. It was for money. He probably had a way worse contract than Milner did, but Milner just sorted it 2 or 3 years before him and then was comfortable on a big wage. But someone like Gini obviously did want more money, James, and we couldn't offer him that for some reason or another, so he left. So in a way, it was his own doing that.
Someone's just said in the comments, James Milner should have stayed because he was more of a utility man. The utility man role, don't overrate it because it's important that you can play multiple positions. But I do not want Milner. I do not want Milner being my left back. I do not want Milner being my right back. I do not want Milner in my first three or my second three. I want James Milner in a midfield three where it's in the League Cup. I want James Milner in a midfield three where it's an FA Cup. I do not want to see James Milner starting in the Chelsea game in the Premier League at the big old age of 36. with all due respect.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind seeing Gini. Why? Because I know he can do the role. Why? Because I know Thiago gets injured a lot. Why? Because Cater and Oxley can't. Why? Because Cater and Oxley can't play longer than 3 consecutive games. So we also knew that Cater was going to the AFCON as well, by the way. So why sell Gini Wijnaldum, someone who's a leader in his own right, because he has great leadership attributes, so I don't want to hear it. Also is rather versatile in terms of the amount of positions he can play within that midfield. But yet we keep James Milner. Now, if you want to keep James Milner for morale, offer him a squad role. If he's not good enough to play, give him to Bielsa. Otherwise, appreciate what he's done. Appreciate that he's a legend, because that is absolutely what James freaking Milner, he's a legend. There's no doubt about it. But that does not mean you keep playing him and you keep persisting with poor form. And I said this in the summer. I said I like James Milner, but to be playing him at this big old age of 36 still, it's very naive for me. And to sell Gini was just another sign on top of that.
I think that maybe adds to your point that you made earlier about Klopp being very loyal to players. Milner, one of maybe, I think him, Origi was there, Hendo was there.
Milner was there before he joined, innit? So
yeah, so obviously the professionalism has just made him stay.
And he wanted to keep Gini. That's one thing I will give Jurgen. He wanted to keep Gini. He came out publicly and said that he wanted him to stay.
Then you have to blame the owners again. You have to, because Gini deserved that wage increase, I think. And he was so consistent, rarely injured.
Yeah.
How much did we pay for him? Was it 20 mil that we paid for Wijnaldum? Definitely got our money's worth.
25, I believe.
I mean, we paid for it in the semi-final of the Champions League alone when he scored those 2 goals. It's just unbelievable. But now he's looking to leave PSG. So swings and roundabouts. Who knows what's happened behind closed doors? But again, I agree with you on that. And then this one as well came up yesterday when I was at the game. So in 2016, Karius signed a 5-year deal, which takes you to 2021. What happened is, I think he had a clause in his contract that said if you get past, I think it was 50 appearances in the first 2 seasons, which would have been 16-17, 17-18, there's a trigger in your contract to extend it for another year to take it to 2022, which is what we're in now.
Yeah.
In those 2 seasons, it was him, it was Mignolet, but he still played enough games to earn that triggering clause in the contract, which has allowed him to stay at the club till 2022. Guaranteed he'll be good in the summer, though.
Yeah, maybe you could argue they shouldn't be giving round these mad clauses like that, but one thing I will say is that you can't really blame the club for Karius, because when they bought Karius, they thought he was like the next big promising goalkeeper to come out of Germany. He was voted as like the best goalkeeper that season in the Bundesliga. Like him and Neuer were like neck and neck. I remember seeing the results, and he was cheap. He was really, really like good in the Bundesliga. There was a lot of reasons to try and sign him permanently and get him tied down to a contract like that. It's just, since people probably think we've been given loads of offers for Karius, not the case. No one's coming in for Loris Karius, which is why he's still at the club. So that's the explaining there.
It's quite sad in a way that wherever he goes in his life from now on, he's just going to be remembered for.
But that's just the toxic people in this world, though. That's what toxic people are. That's the world that we live in. It's a disgrace. Like even Aubameyang the other day, goes out with his family, contracts COVID. Messi does the same thing a couple of days later, and look at the way he was celebrated. Oh, look at Messi, he's having a gaff. Aubameyang goes out with his family, and it's labelled like a party. You know, it's a world that just loves to hate, and even Loris Karius, and you know. I've never came out and said that I hate Loris Karius, and there's many Liverpool fans who said that they wouldn't, but they definitely have. But what they do, they look at these people like as if they're not normal because they make more money than you. Like the money's the be and all end all thing. Like what's the fucking point in having money if everyone hates you? If you can't go out and enjoy yourself, if you can't go out without being worried of someone bringing up like that one moment, the worst moment of your life, constantly being brought up. I know it's fun to banter Karius, but that's why I don't do it no more, because I don't think it's funny. It's a kid who made it's a kid. It's a kid. A kid. He must have been about 23 or 24 in that game against Real Madrid. A kid has made a human error, and man got death threats.
Yeah.
My man got death threats. And do you know what's the worst thing? Do you know when I defend Karius? People then come at me. People are like, how can you defend Karius? Because he's a fucking person, man. Do you get what I'm saying?
I hear
Some
you,
normal
bro.
kid who wanted to do modelling ended up in footy.
He doesn't deserve any death threats or anything like that. He was the reason that we single-handedly lost that final. But as a person, you've got to separate it sometimes, you know. Big up to
Even
Greg.
the way no one came up to him after the Champions League final, I was just a bit like, that's not on for me. You know what I mean? Talk about you'll never walk alone and then you leave him by himself. Sweet.
Let us know in the comments if you agree with that. Greg Livingstone, big up to you for the super chat, getting involved with the comments all day long. Big up. Every single player has made a mistake so far this season, says Ant Deco. Big up to him as well. Wild how Karius played for City. That's true as well. I mean, we've obviously tried to, give him loans and stuff. They haven't worked. We are going to call it a day there. It's been a very explosive episode of Hot Kopics. I think you'll agree. We've spoken about a lot. If you've missed anything we've spoken about, go back to the start and watch it. Of course, we covered the FA Cup game yesterday, looking ahead to Cardiff, Arsenal, and touched on the transfers as well. James, I'm going to ask you again, like I did last week on the channel. When are you going to upload? Because a lot of people have been texting me, been leaving comments on the channel. And again, that's the question that they want to hear me ask, bro. So I have to ask.
The uploading thing. If I had to give a rough estimate, the current date is 5 minutes past 1, Monday the 10th of January. Expect a video soon, is what I'm going to say. Expect the video soon.
Okay. Well, that's good enough for me. It is my birthday.
A little teaser.
Next Monday in a week today, so we'll be
doing the big. So you're going to be 30, lads?
Are you taking the piss? Get out of here. Honestly, mate. Right,
smash a like for Alex's birthday, for fuck's sake, and thank you for tuning in.
Make sure we get to 16k as well before my birthday. Just a quick one. 5 minutes into the AFCON game, Senegal versus Zimbabwe, and our boy
Sadio, lads,
is up top. Your boy Sadio Mane is up top. Kiyate
there,
Sarr, Diallo, some good players in that team, to be honest. So let's hope that they can do well. James, thank you, my brother. We'll see you next time. I've got to get off. Oh, look at this. Noah Taylor's just said he saw a Doyle lad in the Apple store this morning in London. That's what I love.
Oh, what the fuck? That's mad, that. Yes, no, Noah.
That is mad. But guys, like, comment, and subscribe to the Kop TV. Thank you, James, for joining us. Better late than never. We'll see you next time on the Kop TV Thursday night outside Anfield for the big one.
Whoa. Just before you go,
don't forget, give us a like, drop us a comment and subscribe to the Kop TV.
The voice of football's most famous stand.